Amen.
Yesh made up my law, my special shop, so every time it's not days, I every time it's all strange, no big hope. Let me go back to church, so the first one after my time, you're going to come from me. Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemai.
Elina is saying, Eli Abraham, the Yitzchak, the Akay, Vela, Vela, Giva, and Eli, and Gamal, some to the kind of clothes, their hostilities. Away we go, name him, on Shmet Baba, but I'm very same way, Shem again, Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemai.
Again, Abraham.
Amen.
I was like, you're in the name of Hamis, Master, if you are married, Tom, Mahal, Hamis, and Dragon, I would say, very violent. Montes and conversation of our Michael Lagois, and the love of Miss Kaya, and my film show. Then I'm on top of his face and Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemai.
Kaya,
Amen. Ich wünsche Charit noch. Wir haben sehr viele
English news of young sorry, because Charles and Booker, Chicago, Southern Cars, Coach, and I said, Smart Square, the Sam, the champion, Barakan, coming there, culture, so they are. Even the Hadina, there, Hallelujah. I think I should relation behind on the solar. I'll show you the generation of 18 the Capital, Yoga Malcolm Lincoln. At the Lord of his from Television of our Lord United. Private Television.
Amen.
I'm going to teach you about the Craig Radio. Well, I don't get some obligation, man. So I can show you some of the mirror of our Lord United. Amen. Thinking office and advising the Holy Show. I believe that's basically I got to take one of the since I go with a budget commission west. The single kingdom will earn line of keep up with the Lord United. Amen. Cover out and touch of the system, which I got catch your dog. If it's a double of the family episode of talking, and I saw the Caribbean mean of being on island, Marathon. Plain usually. I staff out of me as it's never current to show key the shots of a kino call in Marathon. Yeah, friend, sure. Sure, they know of Marathon and Cal Brown and Anson. Kia Shanghai is happening in the month of now looking at Eric Montreal, Kia Shanghai for Marathon. I'm saying I think I'm going to this or some shape, whether these are some of each so. Which was some Baba, she got birds and skirts and plumbers, however, so I so it's an in the sugar books in Broadway, Marathon. I was just shaking us the same. It's dog over, Oye, guys, I'm going to show you. Well, show me, show me, I'm going to show you.
Amen.
Guys, I should say the section. I can't invite you up, Shem, I shall not mark.
Amen. 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 Speak up and walk out in a nice place. Amen. 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 Speak up and walk out in a nice place. Amen. 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 Hashikaya. Welcome. Muffy back. We welcome Herschel and Benji back. And we welcome Shalom Lev back. Hungry. Nice. All right. Before we do today in Jewish history, we'll do today first Jewish history, then we'll do Sir Rama, and then we'll go to and then we'll do. So as per the request of the Rebbe, this comes first because that's the request of the Rebbe. Jewish history is our own little thing, so whatever comes first. All right. So today we have a siyum. We complete the laws of the Rambam of the laws of Gerushin, of divorce. Now, Gerushin means end of a marriage. End of a marriage. Divorce is one way of ending a marriage. There's other ways of ending a marriage. What other way can we end the marriage? Passing away. Don't try that at home. But another way of ending a marriage, someone passes away, passes away, then ends the marriage. A person like that does not need a get. Now, what happens is the last chapter of the Rambam here is discussing if someone disappeared. And now we have they disappear maybe at war, maybe God forbid in a fire, in the ocean, in if there's proof, if we have witnesses that tell us that they saw the person passing away, or they saw the person that already passed away, either the action taking place or once it's done, that's enough proof. And now the spouse can get remarried. What happens if we don't have proof? Then we have something, a situation called an aguna. An aguna is a woman who's terrible situation. She's she's locked into a marriage, but there's no husband, and she can't get married to someone else. So, in such a case, the Rambam finishes off over here that even though usually we are so tough with witnesses, they ask a million questions and they cross-examine them and for any witnesses on anything. Over here, we're super lenient. Why? So he says like this. Last halach over here says, for example, someone who testified that someone passed away. Like Pita Torah, the Torah was not, we're not so strong, we're not so makbid, we're not so strict about the way we interrogate this guy. Because it's a very far-fetched thing. That a person should say a false witness. Really, most people when they say a testimony, they're not concocting stories over here, unless there's a reason why we think maybe there's some hanky-panky going on, and there's reason to think otherwise. Therefore, we cannot come to our sages were makel. They were lenient in this. They mean about Eidechad, and we even trust one witness, even though usually we need two witnesses. Over here, even one witness is good enough to believe. Why? And even if he's shivcha, even from a maidservant, meaning even the lightest type of someone who normally wouldn't take testimony from, even them, even one witness, we would accept it. And we'd accept it even in writing, and even without investigating properly. Why? In order that we shouldn't have a woman staying on a guna, being this situation, which is the most horrible situation for a woman to be in. We don't want that. We don't want to be in such an uncomfortable situation. With this we complete the laws of Gerushin, and then with that we start the laws of Yibum and Chalitza. Also in today's Rambam is the laws of what's called levirate, something like that. Right. Yeah, but say the pronunciation. Whatever. Anyway, which is if a husband passes away and unfortunately has no children, then his wife is obligated to marry his brother. What happens if they don't want to marry for whatever multiple reasons? Then they do something called chalitza, and that is next week. All right, today in Jewish history. So today is the yard site. Tonight is the yard site of Aaron Berachia of Medina. Anyone who know who that is? Aaron Berachia of Medina. He passed away in 1639. Okay. I bet nobody knows. I don't even know his name. Ask me in a minute now, I'm not going to remember his name. But what I do know is if we go to the Ohel and you open the book there by the Ohel that everybody reads called the Minor Lashon. The Minor Lashon is made up of verses of Tehillim, chapters of Tehillim. It has in it parts of the Zohar, and then it has in it a part called Mavar Yaboik, something like that. Mavar Yaboik, kind of right? Me'aver Yaboik or Mavar Yaboik, something like that. That was authored by, not even a minute past, of Aaron Berachia of Medina. He's the author of the Me'aver Yaboik, or Mavar Yaboik, how we pronounce it. And he's the author of a lot of the prayers which are said at Kivrei Tzadikim, at the resting places of Tzadikim, were authored by him. He was a great Kabbalist from Italy, and he was a great Talmudist and halachist, and his yahrzeit is tonight. His neshama Shavin Aliyah. It's also the yahrzeit of Rabbi Joseph Jacob, or Jacob Joseph. Jacob Joseph, right? Yaakov Yosef. Yaakov Yosef. RJJ. There's a school in New York. There's a YU, right? YU, right? That's not YU? It's not YU? It's not part of YU? I think it is part of YU, no? RJJ. Not part of YU? I thought it was. Okay. It's not. It's named after Rabbi Yaakov Yosef, who was at one time considered the chief rabbi of New York. Now, he passed away in 1902, and he faced a lot of challenge. He was brought over from Europe. He's from Volozhin, and he was brought over from Europe because all the observant shuls wanted to have called a union, maybe, like all bring it all together, unionize it. No, not unionize it. That's the wrong thing. Huh? Like a vad? Yeah, but I don't know how to say that in English. Like an organization, like an umbrella organization. Have it, because so they wanted to have because conservative did that and Reform did that, where they and so the Orthodox shul wanted to do that, and so they brought, each shul had their rabbi. They brought from Europe, from Volozhin. They brought this Rabbi Yaakov Joseph. They brought him over, and the first thing he did was he oversaw the schlachthaus, the slaughterhouses, and in order to do that, he created this concept called the hashgacha. Today it's of course everything has a kosher time, but back then in New York, I think was the first one to have hashgacha, and it created a lot of backlash. Is that the right word? A lot of backlash, because some people said, "Well, why are we trusting him? This guy from New York he doesn't even speak English. He just came from Europe. Why can we trust him?" And others are saying, "Well, now in order to have him oversee all the shlachtos, in order for him to oversee all the slaughterhouses, that's costing money, right? Now, that means there's an additional charge to the meat. That's known as a Jew tax. That's what they used to do. That's what the anti-Semite kings in Europe used to do, is charge a Jew tax. Not because something was kosher, not kosher, but just you're Jewish, you pay an extra tax. And now they said, because we're Jewish and we want to eat kosher, now we have to pay an extra tax. So it created he didn't have it easy. He did not have it easy at all. It would create a lot of friction. And to the extent that at his funeral, which was the biggest funeral at the time in the history of New York, which was 50,000 people came to his funeral in 1902. I think it was in the history of New York at that time, whole history of New York. There was a big tumult in the middle. There were riots, and it was a mixture of anti-Semite and even some of our own, which were it was a whole big mishmash, and but he did create a lot of tremendous good for kashrus and for Yiddishkeit. He brought some type of organization to Yiddishkeit, and he was considered Shabbat. His yahrzeit is not in Shabbat. Yeah, there was a senator. He passed away very young. What was it before he came? They trusted the butcher. They trusted the shochet. How was it before 100 years ago anywhere in the world? 50 years ago, it's a new thing. Hashgacha, to have a kosher simple like that's a new thing. You trusted the butcher. You trusted the trust. It's actually very good the way we have it today. In Europe, you didn't have stamps in the food until, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, 18 years ago, something like that. Till then, we didn't have stamps until Europe. We had lists. There were lists. There was hashkachas. There were supervisions, but it went by a list, and everybody knew which things don't want to. That's it. Still list. Yeah.
That's how they do it.
Yeah, but it's not the way it was 20 years ago. It was nothing. Now you have a lot of EUK, because the EUK, which is Europe,
It's not a lot, not as much as
nothing like that. New. It's new for Europe. It's only in the past 17, probably 17, 18 years, something like that.
Europe, it's a huge deal if there's a butcher restaurant. That happens like once every 20 years. In Hungary, it's like you just start a new place and you're going nuts. It's not fun.
Yeah, well,
We're in London.
Golden Spring. This is your neighborhood. Golden Spring. Maybe Shabbos, I'll share a story, just a fresh story from Golden Green. I heard this week. All right, Maariv, page 118. Who wants down Maariv? Anyone be Chazan Maariv? Shamlev, we didn't hear you all month. Exhausted? You guys just came back? Just came back. Anybody from Maariv? Pulling once? Twice? 3 times? You got it? All right. Good afternoon.
Adina Yishia, Mahanina Dim Karinu, Sally South made out the representative of Moscow, Kakani Vikana Bishop, I find in the kind of star, but I was not carried in Rome. Allow me, my Spanish office, part of his room, South medical tribute, because we shot up. Fish because when I was a dummy and all know him, or because I know him very well. Maybe like on Mother Bin like on next fish, right? But I thought, no, I'm already Him Kainu very Flamino, I'm negative on the Lord, so it's also mentally loving, but I thought, I didn't know you leave from him. Malchus, the Rotten Brother, and Mission Israel on the street of the Horab Miracle. Malchus, or Malachbagay on the image that they knew well. I'm like, all the night, Yakib, yelling my father, and men, you go out, Israel. Io semino matileno oda brakato di noi, seme sono in solo
Amen. Amen.
Vediamo qua cos'è. Chiasmo per cane di cane mi sci.
Amen.
Ma cosa vi smoccari di brome.
Amen. Shmira b'mevara. Amen. Amen.
Scala smida.
Amen.
Ja, men det var för att vi har mycket på sig. Vi har små för kan vi kan mycket.
Amen.
Bakalım bizim Maariv Ro.
Amen. Shneira Mubarak Yadam Maariv.
Kakos vizet Adonai Mechizon Boyd and Emma Adonai Machal Bayimo Yadonai Chodesh Reyachon.
Amen. 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 Shneira Mubarak Yadam. Amen. 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 Shaya the trying Kisava. So it's a rest of another Velayakim. Ani Asma, Niasi, Aniasa, Yamale, Asa, Diki, Jan, Shnafa, Yesh, Shanin, Efanefa, Kilos become Fisher, Glass, Chicago, Champagne, Zanin, Parish of the Khalita, the kind of cheese, Pomamier, Ara, he's by the Home, the Mai, gave on Shona Gatter, Razak, this part of the Zak, it's a triplet, and it's no other I don't tell you the other. Amen. 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 Shneira Mubarak Yadam. Nice buddy. Amen. 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 That's how we need 40 hours of. Oh yeah. Wait. Now you get double stick. You see? Double stick.
Still teaching me until today.
Double. So you get. You see, otherwise I think double is long.
Yeah.
Chassidus tomorrow morning at 8:15. 8:15 Chassidus. Kiddush Shulchan Aruch right after Bavli. I realized. Oh shoot! I meant to.